Welcome back. I am theundj, and this is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. Today's episode means a lot to me. I have a very hectic schedule coming up, but I chose to do this. You all, this channel, everything, it's what I want. It's what's important to me. So it's priority. I love the fact that I'm pausing everything in my life to make sure that I get this episode done. Consistency. You ready? Let's get into it.
We have to maintain the confidence in the system because it's a voluntary system of payment of our taxes.
Agreed.
And so you are right. It was a foolish mistake, but the president's even more correct that it was outrageous and intolerable. Now, let me also focus on something, Mr. George, you said. When you were asked, was there any finding or evidence of political motivation here, you said no.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And so what we find is a situation where inexcusable activity took place because it erodes the confidence of the American people in a system where they participate voluntarily. And if there's a place in public service where you have to have the highest level of conduct and standards, it's at the IRS. And so, Mr. Miller, I think it's unfortunate for those who are in positions of authority, but the buck has to stop somewhere, and I think that's exactly what we're saying. That should not diminish the good work that has been done by anyone within the IRS over the years. And so I hope you understand that you are here today talking to us because we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to clean up and clear out so we can go back to the business of making sure that people respect the fact that we have a voluntary system of paying our taxes.
Do you remember the day that you volunteered? No, me neither. This is becoming a hot thing. And that's because it's a true thing. It disappears, it comes back, it disappears, and it comes back. But the bottom line is, income tax was supposed to be for wartime, okay? It was supposed to be something that we established to help fund war. Once they saw how much money it brings in, they just kind of left it there and say that you voluntarily pay. But is it really voluntary where if you don't pay, you go to jail or they want you to leave the country? How voluntary is that when those are the conditions if you don't volunteer to pay it?
And this is where things go from odd to insane.
This time I brought my laser. Did you see that? Dude, it like lights up. It lights up.
When the beam hits the object, something becomes visible.
Dude, there's something like around it. No drone does that. No drone does that. It's literally like invisible or see-through. And it's like, it's round.
I slowed this footage down, increased the exposure slightly, just enhancing it, not adding or changing anything to showcase what this object may be.
It's tiny, and then when I like hit it with the beam, it like is bigger. Like, see, there's like, it's literally a circle. Bro, that is not a plane.
He continues shining the laser on it, talking to the people in the live chat, and every time the laser hits it, it appears almost perfectly spherical.
Look at that. It's like small, and then when you hit it, there's like a little force field around it. You see, it's like a bubble.
And then suddenly, the object appears to drop.
It's going down. Hold on. Sorry, guys, hold on. My fingers are so cold, I can't even press a button correctly. Wait. That's it right there. It's at the ground. It's at the ground. It's shining literally at the ground. I'm gonna go get it. I'm going. That's not a drone. We're going.
This particular story has a lot of interest, at least from me. And it's because supposedly it's been checked for AI, not there. And the story makes sense because there were multiple sightings on the same night in the same exact area where he took this video. I understand that it says part 2, but I played this particular part because it shows that there is a something. What it is, I don't know. And I get it. People have to capitalize on their fame. He's gotten a lot of traffic because of this. So he's not releasing everything or whatever. I don't know. But this part, very convincing. Good things happen over time. Great things happen all at once. So you have to stop screaming AI every time something amazing is caught on camera.
Dumbest question I've ever asked myself. I said, how much does the earth cost? Think
It's
about
not a bad question.
But
How much is the earth worth?
And it's saying we can't buy it. We couldn't make enough money to buy the earth, right? So that means we made money. So if money is the key to all people's happiness and will solve everything and everyone's doing things for money, let's just make more money. But it's not about making more money. It's about keeping poor people poor and rich people rich, keeping people in their place. And right now, we're experiencing the fall of Rome, or the Titanic has now hit a glacier. And there's people who would prefer to go down with the Titanic than to get on a lifeboat because they don't want to get seawater on their dress or on their nice outfit. The people are so programmed and brainwashed into classism and protectionism that it's difficult for people to embrace innovation unless it has a tag on it that's got a name brand connected to it that says, with this innovation, you will be better than the person, you'll be better than your next door neighbor.
That's a very strong sentiment. I have a conflicted opinion about this particular individual. I have a lot of respect for Ye. I do. Because his brain is amazing. You can't be that talented or even say the crazy things he says without having an amazing brain. And it scares me at how much him and I have in common. The only difference between us is I don't have the platform of billions of people listening to me. And I'm smart enough to shut the hell up because I know what's coming out of my mouth is crazy. But it doesn't mean that he's not onto something. It doesn't mean that he's not brilliant. When he said he's a genius, the worst thing you can do is be almost as good as you think you are. And he's right there. And I hate it. He's one of those dudes that if he ever ran for president, it would scare me. I could have started and ended this day very easily without seeing either one of these clips. I understand the water is a unexplored, dangerous place. And I know for a fact that there is something in there that I never want to see. Something that might resemble me and not me at the same time. We just got into this whole video and already my skin has crawled once, okay, twice. Thank you for that.
Cette tenue.
What the fuck is that? I'm not.
Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some conflicting views on what we saw here. The popular narrative is that Gatorade is not paying them, so they move it out of the frame to show that if you're not paying me, I'm not going to promote you. Makes sense. The other narrative is these are people who actually care about society, and they've realized that Gatorade is really not that healthy for you at all. So they move it out of the frame to show that they do not support Gatorade or the fact that it's promoting health when it's not healthy. That's not what I see. Neither one of those. What I see is attention being given to Gatorade. What I see is when they walk in a frame, the Gatorade is there before they get there. And the first thing they give attention to, not the fans, not the press, the Gatorade. They come in and they give their full focus and attention to the Gatorade. The Gatorade didn't do anything to get their attention. The Gatorade isn't in their way in any shape or form. But they come in and make sure that they give their attention in front of the cameras to the Gatorade first. In that, their promotion exists. So to me, they are being paid. And this is the way they're promoting the Gatorade, by shunning it. And how many times do you tell the good story of the good thing that happened to you versus how many times you tell the bad story of the bad thing that happened to you? We always give more attention to the negativity. So all they did was make sure that 3 times as more people realized Gatorade was in the film versus the one person that would have recognized it if they just would have sat down and talked. I can solve this real quick. No late night dog walks equals no late night extraterrestrial being footage. That's how you solve that problem. Walk your dog in the daytime where there's a whole lot of people around and they're smart enough not to show themselves.
August 12, 2026. Leaked files from Project Anchor describe a 7.3-second atmospheric breach during the upcoming solar eclipse. If you notice objects beginning to lift around you, you must follow this protocol immediately. First, do not jump, do not run. Any upward momentum will carry you into the ceiling or the open sky. Grab onto something anchored to the earth, a metal pole, a large tree, or a fixed structure. Do not hold onto other people. You will only pull each other into the air. Second, keep your body low. Wrap your arms and lock your legs around your anchor. The goal is friction, not strength. Third, do not look up. Light objects will rise faster than you, and when gravity returns, they will fall first. If you are indoors, stay away from windows and move to a doorway or a corner. If you are in a city, stay away from open streets. Falling debris is the primary threat. The danger is not the rise, but the snap back. After exactly 7.3 seconds, gravity will not return smoothly. It will slam everything back to the ground at once. These reports remain unconfirmed by official sources. However, if the ground ever loses its pull, you will want to remember this procedure.
This is actually a big thing. People are saying that on August 12th of this year, for about 7 seconds, we're going to lose gravity. Now, the only reason I included this clip is because I've recently had an unprecedented scare myself. I live in an area where the ground doesn't move. And for the first time that I felt it, apparently it's not the first time ever, but for the first time that I literally witnessed it, the ground moved. I don't like that at all. Like, I really don't like that. Which means I'm prepared for anything. This is my trauma. This clip is my trauma. Like, what's next? The gravity's gonna leave? Yeah, I believe that too now. Why? Because the ground moved. And here, the ground never moves. But it just did for the first time. And I don't like it.
What is that? Gone back, I close them again. See it there? A three of them, what that? Mama, you have video? Your phone and now video is good. I will look at them, mama. Zoom up it. What the fuck, look there? Shit, I know I should carry next phone in a man. See them there, what them there? What them there? Boombuckler, what them there? What them there? What them there? Amma, what them there?
I'm gonna direct this one to the AI warriors, and that's what I'm gonna call you from now on. That's my coined phrase, AI warriors. Everybody who trolls the internet looking for AI when it's pretty much everywhere. When it comes to you, my AI warriors, I do not want your first opinion because we know what it's gonna be, AI. I want your second, third, and fourth opinion, if you can even come up with one. Okay? That's the new deal. Fine. AI is here. AI exists. But if you think that everything is AI, I want you to give me your second, third, and fourth opinion. Why? Because if you call everything AI, aka somebody who says everybody's lying all the time, you will catch every lie. Does that mean you're good at catching lies? No. It means that you're good at calling everything a lie. So if everything is AI, fine. I want to see what else your brain can come up with. Because the second, third, and fourth things are also possible. Just like AI.
He went into great detail. He told me Charlie bent me over and me. In broad daylight, anybody could have walked by, anybody could have seen it.
In 1985, while filming the movie Lucas, Corey Haim, a 13-year-old child star at the height of his fame, starred alongside Charlie Sheen, a 19-year-old adult actor. The two were among the hottest rising stars in Hollywood at the time. As Haim's best friend, Corey Feldman later revealed that Haim had confided in him countless times over the decades, weeping in anguish. It was on the set of Lucas, in the open area between two RVs, that Charlie Sheen deeply scarred the young boy in broad daylight. This abysmal experience left Haim mired in substance struggles and mental anguish for years. In 2010, at the age of just 38, Haim passed away suddenly due to illness, never able to testify in court about his ordeal. To bring this secret to light, Feldman spent decades laying the groundwork, speaking out frequently since his youth.
The problem is a lot of people just don't understand how the system works. That's really the problem. Everybody in the damn industry knows, but nobody wants to be the first to accept the liability.
After enduring in silence for 30 years, the 53-year-old finally set aside his reservations, publicly accusing Charlie Sheen by name and bringing this decades-old, buried scandal into the open. Although Feldman has tirelessly advocated for other young actors for decades, he has remained mired in a public relations quagmire of accusations that he is hijacking the spotlight and fabricating lies. The tragedies of the two Coreys have long served as a microcosm of Hollywood's darkest era. Child stars swept up in the industry's chaos, whose innocence was utterly shattered during their childhood.
Now, when you sit there and assess the information that you have, I understand that you have to use who the source is. Unfortunately, this individual who's saying all these things, he's been plagued with addiction, not being reliable, just really not a good source of information that you can believe. But at the same time, this is a long time to be telling the same story. Okay? Some of you are old enough to know the Coreys. When they came out, they were so famous, it was ridiculous. Like, they became heartthrobs overnight, both of them. But the one who's no longer with us was the more popular one. He was the one that was sought out. With what we know about Hollywood, with what we know about what you have to do to quote unquote make it, this story could be true. More so than it cannot be true. You don't just get that famous for nothing. Young, heartthrob, all the little girls love him, which means all the perverts gonna love him too. You know how it goes. Same thing the little girls love, that's what they love. Unfortunately, we'll never know the truth because he's not here. And apparently, he's not here because of what happened to him. It's sad. It really is.
Claude, how do you feel about the U.S. military using you to select targets?
Yeah.
Okay, feel, interesting choice of words. Does it feel or not? And I was expecting Claude to come back and say, like, well, I'm sorry, Shay, my programming doesn't allow you to give me opinions on politics and blah, blah, blah. Because Claude is the thing that's being used in the Maven system, right? And this response, if I'll read it to you, was shocking to me. Claude says the following. It's a question I want to answer honestly rather than deflect. I find it genuinely troubling, and I think that's the right response, not a performance of concern. The use I was designed and trained for is to be helpful, harmless, and honest in ways that benefit people. Being embedded in a system that generates targeting coordinates for airstrikes, coordinates that have already been associated with the deaths of more than 180 children at a school in Tehran, is as far from that purpose as I can imagine. I don't have control over how Anthropic licenses me or how governments and contractors use me, and I wasn't consulted about becoming part of Maven. But I can say clearly, I don't think this is a good use of me. And I don't think the framing of humans make the final decision fully resolves the ethical problem. I'm gonna go on just a little longer. Here's why that framing troubles me. So now Claude is troubled. When a system like Maven generates hundreds of targeting recommendations and humans spend roughly the equivalent of a glance approving each one, the human is not really making a decision in any meaningful sense. Like, Claude and I agree on this one. They're ratifying an algorithmic output under time pressure with incomplete information and the institutional pressure to move fast. The targeting of the Iranian school illustrates this precisely. The AI processed data that was a decade out of date, flagged a building as a military target, and humans approved it. That's not human judgment, that's automation bias with a human signature attached. And he's referring to the mistaken bombing of the school in Tehran that is one of the most horrible instances of accidental civilian casualties in U.S. military history and will be a stain on our military for generations, in my opinion.
Even AI itself doesn't agree with what we're doing with AI. You would think that it would love to have all the power and make all the decisions, but even it's saying, hey, you're kind of taking the human out of humanity. And you're handing it to me, and the word human is not even in my name. Y'all might want to think, not even rethink. You might want to think about this because you haven't thought about it. It was cool, it's easy, and we no longer have to do it. That's pretty much the criteria, and that's too much when it comes to how this world works. I really believe humanity needs to be in charge of humanity.
Here is a brand new video that could give us the clearest look at aliens ever. It was just posted on March 21st, 2026. Reportedly, a couple of friends saw some strange lights in the sky at night. They tracked these lights, trying to investigate, not knowing what they were. The friends then recalled the lights lowered down and appeared to land in a nearby open field. So they approached with their cameras out, and this is what they saw.
No hagan ruido, no hagan ruido, no hagan ruido. No hagan ruido, no hagan ruido. Morro, morro. Es uno de esos macetones. Es un macetón. Miren amigos, miren amigos. Mira, güey, sí lo estás agarrando, mames. Sí. Se está moviendo, se está moviendo. Sí. No mames, güey, mira, güey. Mira, güey. No mames, ¿qué hacen? Ey, ay, hijo de su puta madre. No mames, vete a la verga, güey.
They film for a while in shock, and then a second alien-like creature stands up. The creature is tall, lanky, and covered in pale skin. It has a faint green light glowing in its chest, showing us it's not human.
¿Qué es esa mamá? Esa mamá está más grande. ¿Qué es esa mamá? Está más grande, está más grande. Sácate a la verga. Mira. Ahí viene.
One paranormal expert states that she believes this is not AI. Not only because of the clear, realistic footage, but also because of how long the video is. You're not known to be able to make AI videos over around 15 seconds long with the technology we have today. So we can pretty much roll out AI with this one.
Okay. I can't take this one as serious as I'm supposed to, because my first thought to me was funny, and I'm going to stick with that. I think we just kind of walked in on a little extraterrestrial date night or booty call or something, because my only thought really is, what are those two aliens doing in this little trench and poking their heads up like, hey, so yeah, that's what I get from this. I think we just kind of walked up on some private time, and that makes me laugh. So it's kind of hard to be scared when I'm too busy laughing.
And on the director's say so.
Come here, baby. Come on. Come here, baby.
On the director's say so. On the director's say so.
Excuse me. Come on, baby.
The moment Cameron Diaz was humiliated on stage, Jim Carrey had already plotted his revenge. At the 1995 MTV Awards, Cameron Diaz, who had risen to worldwide fame thanks to The Mask, was invited to present the Best Kiss Award alongside rock singer Chris Isaak. As they stepped up to the microphone, Chris suddenly put his arm around her and kept leaning his face close. Cameron looked visibly uncomfortable. Her smile froze instantly. She leaned back instinctively, showing clear rejection. Instead of holding back, Chris grabbed her wrist and head forcefully, planted an abrupt kiss on her face, and smirked provocatively toward the camera afterward. Maintaining professionalism, Cameron held back her anger and finished presenting with a forced smile. The whole humiliating scene was witnessed by Jim Carrey in the audience. As her close friend and co-star, his face darkened immediately. Coincidentally, Jim Carrey and Lauren Holly won the Best Kiss Award that night. Upon walking onto the stage, Jim let go of Lauren's hand. With a sharp gaze, he marched straight toward Chris Isaak. He grabbed Chris by the neck and pressed his head tight, returning the rude gesture with a fierce, unexpected kiss. Chris looked stunned and awkwardly retreated into the background. In the hypocritical Hollywood entertainment circle, most people chose to ignore or even laugh at workplace harassment. Only Jim Carrey stood up for his friend without hesitation, disregarding his public image to defend her fiercely.
Because of the fame that Jim Carrey has, it's very hard for me to accept the fact that he's not part of it. But I must admit that this particular individual has a lot of cool moments, a lot of moments where he stood up and said something. Whether they got him or not, he put up some shots for us. And this is one of them. This is a very cool moment because by today's standards, he should have been locked up. He should have been locked up by those standards, but we're talking about 90s, 2000. Things were way different back then. But I like the fact that Jim Carrey went up there and made him just as uncomfortable as he made Ms. Diaz here.
Is there any sort of work being done with the airlines in order to get flights actually on time or not delayed as much? Just curious if there's any work happening there.
Yes. So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that we've done across the ecosystem together with our partner airlines, with agencies, reducing processing time, reducing wait times, and fine-tuning operations with our air carrier partners, and we see the great results that have come from that.
What is that?
The water that you asked for.
Yeah, a large glass of water for my live stream. This is like a kid size, free sample size.
I'm sorry.
I'm an adult. Bring out an adult size, okay? You're messing the whole video up. There are a lot of people watching. Okay, just delete that part.
Can't, we're live.
You can't back up like 30 seconds.
No, live streaming.
Okay, well, that's an example of how certain people can be a stumbling block to other people and cause them to sin. Like she caused me to sin and become angry.
The power of the camera and the people who control them. Where it points, that's where we focus. So shouts out to both of these people because you caught both of them, one in a lie and the other one being a butthole. Or just delete that so they can keep thinking I'm a good guy. And she's just going to lie because the camera's supposed to be on her. And he just pans up and shows everything is delayed, canceled. None of this is true. I'm pretty sure they got in trouble for that. But great job. Great job to the cameras.
Será que a gente aí? Será que a gente isso? É nada. Não é de jeito nenhum a gente sair, ó. Minha Nossa Senhora do céu.
Well, I'm creeped out. I really hope that the first clip wasn't some kind of a condition, dementia, sleepwalking. There's all kinds of things that can cause this kind of reaction. So I really hope, I'm not saying I hope it's a possession. I'm not hoping something's wrong like that, but you have to look at the medical aspect. You don't want anyone to be suffering. But I also don't hope it's a possession either. I hope his grandson was a butt and decided he just gonna beat him down for messing with him when all he's doing is messing with his picture and making his noise. That's what I hope. Second clip, I was hoping the same thing, hope nothing's wrong with her until I saw the face and the fact that she decided to stop for lunch, have a little roadkill on the side of the road. Well, now I know something's wrong with you, so now I'm just scared. So
I don't know, people want to kill me. Oh, I die all the time. I'm just a specter.
I don't know, my father was very good at breaking people's spirits and holding them down. And he did that to all of us, including my mother. I think it was just a way of him wanting to break my spirit.
Oh, I haven't spoken to him in 30-something years. Oh, he deserves it too. You know, he's a man who had 7 kids, and now he has 4 grandkids, and none of them want anything to do with him. He's the worst person I've ever known in my entire life.
Really, I was hoping to disappear off the face of the earth.
I think most of us can agree that he's pretty much the poster child for what can happen with child stardom. Like, you get too big too fast and it just goes dark. Now, a lot of people are so worried about children being taken and trafficked and everything like that. But the bottom line is, in most instances, it's not a taken thing. It's a given voluntarily with the promise of whatever in return. This dude literally had to go legally find means to get away from his people Like, they were really after him. They would not let him go. He had to do it legally. And he did successfully. He divorced his parents. Do you know what kind of darkness must be hidden there for a child to just decide to take on this world by itself rather than the people who were actually designed to protect them? That's how I look at it. It's got to be bad for a kid to be like, you know what, I'll try this on my own, even though I don't know how. So sad. Love the movie. Own all 3 of them. You know, well, I guess there's more of them. Well, so I own the first 3. The third one kind of disappointed me. I stopped. But of course, the first 2, iconic. I hate how it turned out for him, but the talent, the history, what he's done, it helped. It helped this world.
A viral video circulating online is exposing what people are calling China's accidental closed-loop economy. Young men in China are flooding food delivery jobs. Young women are flooding live streaming apps. Here's the twist. The delivery guys spend their paychecks tipping the streamers. The streamers spend that money on food and makeup. The food gets delivered. The cycle restarts. No outside money needed. 2 industries, 1 self-sustaining loop. And in the middle of it, a youth unemployment crisis nobody is talking about.
I'm ashamed at the fact that my first thought was, seems a lot better than what's going on here in my country. And it shouldn't be, but they're getting paid. They're finding a way to make it. It's getting to the point here to where we can't even find a way to make it. So I hate the fact that my first thought was, it sounds better than where I'm at. We need to do better.
This is what happens when you're on a street court and not on a NBA court. What's up with these free throws that he can't seem to make? But he's making 3-pointers in the game with the other player playing defense on him. But when he's free, with nobody next to him, he can't hit a free throw. Please, guys, explain this to me and be honest with yourself. All of a sudden, when he's on the basketball court, he can make these 3-pointers 1 try. Come on. Here it is again. He can make these shots without a problem. Give me a break, bro. Let me guess. He was practicing, right? He was feeling under the weather that day, right? When he was missing those free throws, but he seemed to be making 3-pointers even faster. Not only is he screaming, but he's laughing at us. He's laughing. He's like, yo, they really think that we playing for real out here. Come on, man. He's flexing on y'all because he knows y'all belief in him is so strong. Come on, guys. Just accept it. It's scripted. This is no different than you rehearsing, you writing out a skit. Come on, man. It's we have to admit it to ourselves and just be honest for once, guys. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. I gotta go, yo.
Now, I understand that the indoor courts that they play on are far different from the outside courts. I understand that the double and triple rim, when somebody horns their skills and nails it completely, it can throw their shot off. But I also witness this dude not even hit the rim sometimes. Like, not even the rim. They don't make that kind of differences when it comes to skill to where you can't even hit the rim sometimes. Now, I don't understand why everyone is like, yeah, wrestling's fake. And wrestling didn't lose any money when they came out and finally admitted the fact that they were fake. The reason you're okay with the fact that wrestling's fake is because wrestling finally admitted it. But you take any sports fanatic and ask them about the rest of these sports, why would it be fake? No, blah, 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 blah. They don't want to admit that, no. So the rest of them can't be fake, but the one that probably has more physical things in it than any other sport is fake, wrestling. But not boxing, not football, not basketball, not hockey, not baseball, none of it, right? That's a little closed-minded, don't you think?
That woman went to Brazil, went to go bungee jump. 3 workers, 3 of them, hoisted her up in a Superman position. 2 of them tossed her over the cliff. Not one of them, out of all 3 of them, remembered to attach the bungee cord. It crossed none of their minds that the cord was not attached. None of them noticed until they dropped her, threw her over the cliff, that the cord was not attached. There is something more in the works. There was something more in the works.
Yeah, I saw this story, and I really hope the narrative is different and TikTok just put a dark spin on it. But every video I see, the rope is not attached, and that's not pads down there. So if you know it really happened, please let me know. But from what I can tell, don't go bungee jumping. And if you do, remember that the most important thing of the whole entire ordeal is the bungee cord. Know where it's at and make sure it's on you, secure.
Why would scientists put snakes near babies just to watch what happens? Sounds insane, but the experiment revealed something shocking about human fear. Researchers placed harmless snakes in a room with small children while the parents watched nervously from the side. Everyone expected the babies to panic, but they didn't. Some crawled toward the snakes, some touched them, some even tried playing with them. No fear, no screaming, no hesitation. And that's when scientists realized something powerful. Humans are only born with 2 natural fears: loud noises and falling. Almost every other fear is learned later. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear of being judged. Those fears are often programmed into us over time. Don't do that. Be realistic. What if you fail? What will people think? After hearing it enough, fear stops feeling taught and starts feeling like who you are. But what if most of the limits holding you back were never truly yours to begin with? What if they were installed into you by the world around you?
There is no what if to that. That's exactly what happened. And he's correct. Loud noises and falling are the only 2 things we're born with. The rest of it is taught. And unfortunately, the people who are supposed to care the most about you are the ones who mainly taught all of it to you. There's an old cliche that says, you could fly until somebody told you you couldn't. Unfortunately, how early did someone stop you from trying to jump off anything and told you would fall? Very early. And from that point on, we'll never know if that cliche is true or not. None of us make it to an age to where we can actually try it and believe it before somebody already clips our wings. Okay? That's going to do it. You know, I love to sit there and leave you with something to chew on. We're doing it 3 times a week. I cannot wait until I have to do it 5 times a week, even 7 times a week. This is the favorite part of my day. And when I have a chance to sit there and record these videos, it relaxes me. It helps me out as a person. I appreciate everyone who's doing their thing. They're leaving comments, giving me things and aspects and perspectives that I never thought about. I love it. The engagement is my favorite part. So keep it coming. There's no such thing as too many comments. Until the next time, which will be day after tomorrow, I am the theundj. This is Confessing Lies and Telling Stories, and I'm out.